celery.
No. You didn't mention celery in the last one.
I know I didn't. I just wanted to get it out of the way really quick right now.
What episode are we on? Episode
7, right?
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7.
That's crazy.
Episode 7.
Welcome to episode 7.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Jess.
I'm Id. And we forgot to do an intro. We don't know how this works.
We don't have like
we don't really have an
intro except for hi, I'm Jess, I'm Hids, and I don't know. That just seems I don't know. It seems weird. We'll come up with something.
Well, so I feel like it has to be organic.
Yeah.
This comes out next Thursday, so
hang on. This comes
New
out
Year? On the 2nd. Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
It is the 2nd of January. We hope that you guys are having a fabulous 2025 so far.
I'm going to manifest that ours is going to have been great so far.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully not much has gone wrong in a day.
Little white cat's the only one in here, and he's running around.
So you might hear us yelling at him later, depending on what kind of mischief he gets into.
Yeah, right now he's just having fun quietly.
He's under my chair right now. He's going to get up to mischief soon.
He will, I'm sure. But maybe he'll just relax and we can get some purrs going. He has the loudest purrs.
He does. They're great.
Little Siren.
What's new?
What is new?
You had something?
Nope. I was going to say something and it went away.
We are getting excited for January. Not only is it the start of the new year, but for our patrons, it's the start of a new month, which means new Patreon perks. We are doing writing prompts starting in January.
And I think I'm going to do art prompts.
Yeah.
Someone last year or sometime this year sent me some dice that you just kind of roll and it's just got words as art prompts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use those because I want to art a little more in the new year.
Yay.
And I'm going to get some people to go on that journey with me, I hope. If not, I'll just still post, and if no one else does it, it will at least give me some accountability. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And story prompts.
The writing prompts, the bloopers.
The blooper reels, oh my gosh.
Which I still haven't started on.
You have a lot of product.
A lot of content to go through.
That's the word.
Yeah. In 5 days, but also edit this episode and probably the one we're going to record later this week.
Yeah.
And
are we going to record possibly a movie review for later release?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I have it on the schedule, but yeah, we actually have to watch the movie too, which I did not put on the schedule.
Oh yeah, we should schedule that. I mean, I think if we're doing the one we talked about, we've seen it a couple times, but I do want to get it fresh in my head. Once? Twice?
Once.
I think we watched it twice.
Which one are you talking about?
Tony Danger Tony.
Yeah, we've only seen it once.
Oh.
We thought about watching it again, but
then we changed our minds. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's why it's in my head. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. And I've got a little bit of history to go with it. A little bit of information. So I'm excited for that. I added that to my research while I was working on it earlier today.
We haven't actually told you guys that we are planning on doing just cheesy horror movie reviews, or not even horror movie, just cheesy
cheesy movies
reviews,
just because they're the best
on here. Because there will be weeks that we won't have time to research our topics or record episodes, so we want to do some just like filler episodes, and we thought, hey, bad movies.
The cat is about to get ejected from the room.
Oh no. Siren, my dude.
We'll see how he does. He's going to walk across the computer and turn everything off.
I might just do a little preemptive.
Hey, bud. He can't hear. He's completely deaf.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get him to purr, though. I'm going to go grab him.
Hey, dude. Little sweet boy. Hey, dude. I said little boy. I will always baby talk him, even though I know he can't hear, because he's just so adorable. purr on command. Don't attack the mic. Such a handsome boy.
So handsome.
He is such a pretty boy. We'll have to put a picture of him with this post so that everyone can see how gorgeous he is. now you're covered in hair.
Everywhere. All right, but sorry about this, but you gotta go.
Oh, sweet boy. So yeah, we were talking about not having time to do all the research and everything. January, we have a little weekend trip down to Tempe for the Tempe Rock and Roll Running Series weekend. We have a bunch of people we know coming into town to run that race, and we're going to do the 5K and the 10K.
Yay.
So, yay.
I'm excited. We even have little stickers that we're going to hand out.
I know, we have little stickers. So
if
I'm
we
excited.
have any listeners who are going to be there that weekend, look for us.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to have a sign or anything, but you just have
we
to
don't
kind
even
of
have we should have thought ahead and got shirts with our logo on them to wear during the race.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have been smart.
Yeah. Oops.
It kind of wasn't planned. It's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
But in February,
wow. February.
I can't say the word now. February.
In February.
There we go.
go.
Okay. In February, we will be in LA attending Gallifrey 1.
It's the Doctor Who fan convention. Yeah, so we'll be there in LA.
And we will have, so if you go to cons, you know about con ribbons. And Galley is a huge con ribbon con. And we have ribbons to hand out.
Yes.
So, oh man, I'm like...
Find us. Maybe by then we'll have shirts.
We'll have shirts. Yeah, we'll have shirts. I have a really cool jacket that is available on our Printful shop, and I love it.
It's so cool. I want the Johannes Factotum denim jacket. That's on there.
Need to get that.
I think that's going to be my next purchase from our merch site. What else should we manifest for 2025?
Oh man, gosh, I don't know.
More patrons. That's all I want, really.
And our podcast to really kick into high gear and take off. And
I mean, we won't hit that 500 download mark before the new year.
I mean, that would be
happen
awesome
in 2025.
So we're at 374. So if everybody that's downloaded it goes and gets somebody to download it again, we will.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. But
that would be fun. But
we'll hit the 500 in January.
This, it's too late.
Oh, right. That's how time works.
Because it's released the 2nd of January.
So we'll update you on the next podcast where we're at. Maybe. Unless we record it. Time is weird when you're recording ahead of time and not doing these live.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have anything else. I
think it might be a real big stretch to manifest some live shows.
Oh gosh.
That's
terrifying.
I feel weird even saying that.
I know,
it feels like I'm bragging about being good enough to do a live show.
I was just my inner child that was not allowed to be super proud of themselves just came out and was like, oh no, don't do that. You're not good enough.
You're not good enough.
I might, I don't know. We'll get there. I mean, Maybe. It would be really cool to do that.
It would be cool. But also if we don't get there, that's totally fine with me.
Yeah. I mean, even if we're just here in our room and doing our thing.
Yeah.
I am manifesting walls and a better studio setup than we have. I like our setup, but
work desks,
separate desk. Manifesting that right now.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen because we already have the plans for it. We just have to get the time for it.
Yeah, time and the money.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's gonna be a good year.
It is. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good year. It's going to be the best year we can make it.
Yes.
We're getting to do a little travel at least, and that's fun because I really like to travel.
Yeah.
So haven't been able to do that for a couple of years and kind of miss it. So
If we'd make that retreat happen,
oh yeah, the retreat.
that's going to be more travel.
We're going to have more information on that in January, kind of some set dates and prices.
I think we will officially decide whether or not it's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And then we will put an official sign-up form out.
We have a couple different places, B&Bs in Williams, Arizona, kind of earmarked depending on how many people we get to go with us. If we have a smaller number, I have a couple small places that will fit everybody comfortably, and then I have a couple larger ones. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. That way we can figure out a definite price for everybody, and people can start actually making travel plans to get here.
Yeah.
So, before we roll the dice, I want to remind people, patreon.com/JessandHids. And that's pretty much it. That's what I want to remind people of.
Oh, yeah. Our Patreon and you can access all of our social media links through jessandhids.com.
As well as sign up for our newsletter, which at the time this comes out is going to come out whichever Tuesday is coming up next.
The 7th?
I think it's the 7th. Yeah.
I think it is.
It's the first Tuesday of every month we send out a newsletter to everybody.
Yeah.
So go sign up for that. And
it's just kind of a quick little, here's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yay. Oh, man. Okay. What else? I think that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about.
Me either. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Bye. Wait. Oh, no. Dice.
So.
You mean roll dice. Okay. All right. See if my streak gets broken today. It does. I have to go first. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, then.
I'm ready. Tell me.
Speaking of travel, I actually pulled a location. You just made a face. Are you doing travel as well? This is the travel episode. Awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Okay, keep going.
Fan freaking tastic.
Yep. Okay, so you
wouldn't it
pulled
be
the
funny if
destination?
there was an actual accident and we both pulled the same card?
I know, but that wouldn't happen because we keep our cards
I mean, I hope not.
until
Yeah. I'm just hoping I didn't accidentally make two cards, because I actually did find last week when I was going through these there was a duplicate card, but
oops.
okay. Anyway,
That would be hilarious.
How old is your location?
It's old.
So is mine. Oh, and I'm getting really worried. If this episode just stops when I start talking about my location, we'll have to go back and do more research. That's awesome. My location is in Japan.
Okay, we're safe. Mine's not.
Okay. Oh, good. Phew.
But I know what you're talking about now because it was on the list.
On the list, yeah. My location is, and I'm gonna do my best. I listened to pronunciations of some of these words, but I don't have a lot of faith in myself, but I'm gonna do my best. My location is Jinbocho. No, I think it's Jinboko.
Nope.
No.
You're right. You're
Okay.
correct. Jinbocho.
Jinbocho, Tokyo. I'm going to do a quick little history, and then
Cool.
I'm going to give you the information onto why we put this on our travel place. And I really, really, really want to go here. I'm going to manifest this for 2026.
Okay.
Maybe 27. I don't
I
know.
should probably get a passport.
We should. Yeah. Oh, dang. Yeah. Yeah. I need to update mine. Renew. That's the word. Jinbocho is probably named after the Jinbo family that lived in the area at the end of the 17th century. During the late 19th century, when Japan began to undergo modernization, foreign study schools opened in the area, such as the Institute, I'm going to give the English names, Institute for Research of Foreign Documents, the Tokyo School of Foreign Languages, which would later become the University of Tokyo, and Hitotsubashi University. This is also a place where many bookstores opened in the area because students were selling their books after they finished their classes, and then you could get secondhand books. As anyone who's gone to any kind of college classes knows, the books are heckin' expensive. So
Yeah.
bookstores began to open in the area, and it became kind of a little book town as well as a university town. In 1913, a fire went through and destroyed much of the area, but a former teacher named Shigeo Iwanami opened another bookstore, and it eventually grew into Iwanami Shoten Publishing House. In 1923, the Great Kanto earthquake caused another fire that destroyed much of the area, including the library and campus at the University of Tokyo, which was relocated after that. But over time, this area became increasingly popular with students and intellectuals, and more bookstores and cafes opened there, which is why this is on our list, because it is one of the world's oldest surviving and largest scale book towns.
I want to go there.
I want to go there. There are at least 400 bookstores in this district, which carry 1/3 of secondhand books in all of Tokyo, which is like, what?
Tokyo
That's
is huge.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why this is on our list, because it is a massive book town. It's on the list of, I think, the top 10 bookish places in the world to travel to,
I want to go.
which I'm going to list those later on because, yes, we're going to just plan this.
Yes.
One thing I thought was like super interesting was this area actually survived the bombing of Tokyo during World War II, which destroyed most of the city.
Yeah.
But this area did not get destroyed, which, yay. Once the war was over, the book town again flourished as people were going back to school and being able to kind of just get back into normal life. So I don't have like a ton of information because most of the websites I went to were in Japanese and I only got some of them translated.
Oh.
But I did find a lot of different blogs that kind of all basically said the same thing about the history and the location, and each one kind of focused on the writer's kind of personal view of the thing, of the area. So it was a nice little kind of slice of the area that I enjoyed kind of looking through, and all the pictures. Most of the shops have open air shelves that kind of are just out on the street. And one thing I thought was really cool is that the bookshops are on the south side of the street, and the north side of the streets tend to be cafes or other kind of shops.
Oh.
And it's to protect the books from sun.
Oh.
Which I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
What a brilliant layout. You know, you can check out your books and go have your, tea or coffee or whatever, your snacks. And some of the pictures of the snacks, I was like, I just want to go eat there. So along with being bookshops, there are also the big book publishing company headquarters are in this area.
Cool.
And also, it's a well-known area for curry. There are a variety of really big name curry restaurants. And I can't eat curry anymore, which is really sad. So I don't really know like curry restaurant names.
Yeah.
So I didn't put those in here.
I've had curry before, but
I mean, I used to like it, but anyway. There are a lot of the cafes boast decades of history and association with different authors that were from the area or visited the area. One that was especially worth mentioning was the Ladrio, a retro cafe that was established in 1949 as a reading room for one of the bookshops. And it was the first one to introduce Vietnamese coffee to Japan. And it says that Vietnamese coffee was ideal for the area since the whipped cream kept the coffee hot while the intellectuals sat and debated for hours. Which, that is a problem that I have with my coffee. I don't like it going cold.
Such an intellectual. I just debate for hours.
I just debate for hours.
Yeah,
I would be like,
tea goes cold.
I have like 18 cups of coffee by the time. Whoa, wait. But there are also the bookstores that have new and up and coming books as well as older secondhand books, and there are some stores that specialize in ancient texts and vintage books
So
where you
cool.
can, if you're a collector, you could probably find like a lot of first editions and some very old texts all the way back to the Edo period of Japan. They also have antique maps and authentic woodblock prints from that period, which
That's cool.
I like. I really want to go there. So some of the notable shops that I found mentioned on each of the blogs that I went to. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put this list together and tell you a little bit about them.
I had to look up what Edo was because it was the Edo state in Africa that the Benin City walls were. Like, Benin City was in Edo state. There's the Edo period in Japan and then the Edo state.
I had heard of the Edo period in Japan, but I don't dive into history on that level. So, notable shops. The Kitazawa bookstore is jam-packed with secondhand and rare books, and I love the description: a musty air of that addictive and soothing old book smell. And yes. There's just that specific smell of old books, and you just can't. I don't know how to describe it.
There's nothing like it, and I love it. It's a great smell.
It is. This bookstore is best known for its atmosphere and aesthetics. And it says it looks and feels like an old academic library I love this quote. It looks and feels like an old academic library with knowledge and adventure stories spilling out from its shelves.
Aw.
So there's a lot of English books here, sourced from the nearby university. So you'll find academic texts and classic literature in English. A lot of these shops are primarily in Japanese, and there are a few that do carry English books, but not every shop does. We'll have to keep that in mind when we travel.
Yeah. Learn Japanese first and then go.
Gosh. Okay. We're going to manifest this trip for 2037, I think, instead of. Okay. Another notable shop is Books Sanseido. This is basically a department store for books. I'm going to like read a lot of the quotes because these were written in blogs, and they're given just beautifully descriptive things, and I just kind of love them.
Sweet.
Sanseido is essentially a department store for books, which is a sentence that should get you salivating at the very thought. There are over 1.4 million books to choose from in this shop alone.
Dang.
Which is
how big is it?
I don't know. They didn't give me square footage of the shops. Some of them are large and some are smaller. This one apparently has multiple levels. There's a huge range of English books to be found in here, as well as plenty of Japanese books and translations. The bottom floor has Japanese-themed literary gifts that are inspired by Japanese art, origami, and calligraphy. And then upstairs there are more books and T-shirts with bookish designs and classic cover art. And it says ideal for fans for classic authors like George Orwell and Ray Bradbury. There is also a floor which houses all of the English books with a special focus on Japanese literature in translation, including history, folk tales, and study guides for the students. So I definitely want to go there.
Yeah.
Especially considering the
folk tales.
The folk tales,
yeah.
I know. I just want to so many rabbit holes I could have gone down with this, but I forced myself to stay kind of focused for now in this portion of the discussion. Another shop is the Iwanami Shoten, which is full of beautiful prints and artwork. So like if you're looking for home decor, they have a lot of that sort of thing, souvenirs and artwork. It says take time to explore this shop's nooks and crannies because they just kind of have everything kind of tucked here and there. It's a quiet space decorated in an Edo art style, and everything is just kind of a slice of Japanese history. Celebration of artists like Hokusai and the iconic aesthetics of geisha. They call this a true hidden gem of Jinbocho. And I have two more shops on this list. One is called At Wonder, which is a comic book shop, and I want to go really bad.
Cool.
So it's Western style comics, so American comics. It says find old single issues of DC and Marvel comics downstairs and lining the staircase, and secondhand and new comics upstairs. I want to go so bad.
That's cool.
I was like, yes, please.
I'm excited about that, but I've never actually read any comics.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be really into X-Men and then Avengers kind of thing, but more in the X-Men comics.
Sweet.
So, yeah. Yeah, I had Deadpool before he was cool. Anyway, the other shop I wanted to make sure and cover was Nyan Kodo, and it is a bookstore that sells only cat-themed books. Which I was like, yes, please. And I have some photos that I'll send you later. They're so cute. They have all this little cat artwork and everything. Ooh, everything is just cat themed. And I'm like, yes. They have cat themed books, magazines, stationery, tote bags, everything.
I want to go.
And I'm like, stop number 1.
Yep.
It's this little cat bookshop.
So cool. That's the reason it's on our list, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, other than just being an awesome place for probably every book under the sun, there's a shop dedicated only to cat themes.
Maybe I didn't show you that reel, but like, I'm the one that put that on the list, and it was the Japanese guy that I showed you today.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about all the different words for snow, but he did a little short video about the cat store, the bookstore, and then talked a little bit about Jinbocho. So, yeah. That's why.
That's cool. No, I don't think you showed it to me unless it was months ago and I've forgotten.
I'll have to look it up, see if I can find it.
Jinbocho is the venue for the annual Kanda Used Book Festival, which is the biggest marketplace for secondhand books in Japan. And they just literally line the bookshelves down the street, along the main street, and you can just browse and shop. And they have delivery service, so you don't have to worry about like carrying all your books. You can just give them whatever address you're at and they will have them delivered.
That is awesome.
This is also where just around the corner from that area is the Tokyo Used Book Hall, and there is a special sale there of rare and valuable books and also various talks and lectures. And there is also the Zoshoin Festival, which is a festival of book ownership stamps, which I think is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't ever I used to put stamps in my books, but I haven't I have way too many books to worry about stamping them all.
Yeah.
But I also don't lend my books out anymore, so I don't feel like I have to no, it's mine. You can't touch it.
Yeah. No, just libraries exist.
Libraries.
I am not your library. Support your local library.
Right, yeah. Go support you should always support your local library.
Yeah.
By the way. So that is a little peek at Jinbocho, the book town in Japan.
That's so
and I want to go to there. So since there wasn't a ton of information on that, I looked up a couple other things.
Hang on. I'm going to interject.
Okay.
I did find the guy that did the reel. He's actually a Japanese author named Kyota Ko.
Okay.
And he's the author of Folk Tales of Japan, Underdogs of Japanese History, Horror Tales of Japan. And you can follow him. I follow him on Instagram, but he's at the Metro Classic.
At the Metro Classic on Instagram? I'm going to go follow him right now.
And I'm pretty sure I have the Folk Tales of Japan book on our Amazon wish list.
Sweet.
Because I'm every time I see a folk tale book.
Yeah, I
add it to the list.
I was looking through that book, The Freaky Folklore.
Yeah.
Creepy, and I love it.
Yep.
I looked up some literary travel books, and this website called Books and Bow has books for literary travelers. They give their top 5 picks. So I'm just going to run through them really quick. The first one was Booked, A Traveler's Guide to Literary Locations Around the World by Richard Kreitner. Literary Places by Sarah Baxter. And the Literary World series, which currently has 2 hardback books called Literary Wonderlands, A Journey Through the Greatest Fictional Worlds Ever Created, and Literary Landscapes Charting the Worlds of Classic Literature. And I want to get these.
Yeah.
And then the fifth one, Book Towns, 45 Paradises of the Printed World. And this is a little book that you can carry around on your travels, and it has 45 literary towns around the world. So it has, as well as pictures of the area, it has detailed history and travel, kind of like a travel advice for the different places. So I want to get that one too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The other thing that I wanted to drop in here, speaking of travel, is a bookish bucket list. This is from the website Once Upon a Book Club. And these were kind of, every list I looked up had these on there. So I just went with this one site. Must visit libraries and bookstores around the world.
I'm excited.
And I know you've heard of some of these, for sure. I had heard of most of them. Trinity College Library in Dublin, Ireland. That classic imagery of the vaulted ceiling and shelves and books. And I want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Over 200,000 books, including ancient manuscripts and the oldest harp in Ireland.
Oh.
I did not know about the harp, which is very cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. Another one to visit is Hatchards in London. And so it was established in 1797 and has long been kind of a literary landmark. It is described as the elegant atmosphere with wood-paneled walls and cozy reading nooks, exuding a sense of timeless sophistication. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to there. I just want to go to London.
Oh, for sure.
That's another awesome place.
Yeah.
Another one on this bucket list. We could just do this whole little trip because it's Trinity College in Dublin. And then we go down to Hatchards in London. And then we pop over to Paris to Shakespeare and Company bookstore. It's been a haven for writers and readers since it first opened in 1951.
Yes,
so,
please.
Yes.
Paris has always been on my bucket list.
I have always wanted, it's not been like top of my list, but it is like, yes, Paris. I mean, you kind of always want to go there.
Yeah.
Just the history of the place and bread.
Oh, bread for sure.
Yes, for sure.
The
Shakespeare and Company has a tradition of providing beds for struggling writers, allowing them to stay and work on their manuscripts. So we should go there.
We're struggling writers.
We're struggling. I think I could really be inspired to write if I were in a bookshop in Paris.
Yeah.
So
even though Paris has nothing to do with the books we're writing.
Nothing at all to do. But
doesn't have to be related.
I would feel better.
It's just a change of environment, and that stimulates imagination.
Yep. I want to do that. Okay, next on the list is the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
I would also like to go to
I would like to go to there, too. Millions of books, maps, photographs, and recordings. And I want, like, the picture is just stunning. I don't know. I just want to go to all these places. Okay. I have 2 more places on this list, and I want to go to them. The El Ateneo Gran Splendid in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Ooh.
It is gorgeous. Like, it has this vaulted ceiling, which is painted, like, absolutely gorgeous. It says, as you step inside, you are greeted by plush red velvet curtains, ornate balconies, and a magnificent stage that now serves as a reading area.
Oh,
so it used to be a theater, and it's been kind of transformed into this massive bookstore.
That's so
and
cool.
The theater boxes are little cozy reading nooks. You can grab a cup of coffee, find a spot, and just kind of lose yourself. And I want to go to there.
Yes.
Badly. And then the last one on this list is the Strahov Monastery Library in Prague in the Czech Republic. And
Man. Yeah.
Sorry, it was just something just flew across my mind. It's so this library is nestled within a historic monastery, and has row upon row of ancient manuscripts and rare books. And the library hall is in the Baroque style, so there's frescoes and artwork and just beautiful, beautiful things. And I want to go. So yeah, I just I kept finding all these little places and things to do, and these little bookstores and these beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous libraries. The one place I would add to this list, which doesn't exist, would be the Alexandria Library in Egypt.
Yeah.
Or the Library of Alexandria. Ancient places. So those were the big ones. One other place I wanted to mention, in Wales, in the UK, there is a place called the Hay on Wye. And I'm probably saying that terribly, terribly wrong, but I'm reading it just as it looks. But they have...
If it's Welsh, you can't read it just as it looks.
I know. I'm not even going to attempt the actual Welsh spelling of it, but Hay on Wye in Wales. 10 days from May into June, there is a festival of literature and arts. And this has become... It started in 1988, and it has grown to become one of the most prominent festivals in British culture. In 2001, Bill Clinton described it as the Woodstock of the mind, which I'm like, okay, it sounds really cool. And it's become this huge thing that they actually have moved it out of the town and into its own location for this festival. But Hay on Wye is actually kind of I guess like the UK version of Jinbocho. It's the town of books.
That's cool.
So they also just tons and tons of shops and books. And that's why this festival kind of expanded from there. But it actually now kind of travels. So it's been held in different places around the world. Kind of this festival of everybody just sitting around reading books and buying books and sharing books. It's become very prominent a very prominent festival in British culture. And sessions at the festival have been recorded for television and radio programs. And in 2020, the festival was held digitally online, as most things were in 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a big deal. There was a little bit of drama with the festival, but I'm not going to get into that because we're just talking about cool things. In this, it's won many awards. Was one of 11 Welsh winners of the Queen's Award for Enterprise in 2009. And the 2009 festival included writers Carol Ann Duffy, David Simon, Stephen Fry, David Nichols, Jenny Valentine, and Melvin Bragg, scientists Martin Rees, Sabine Bond, economists Anthony Giddens, Nicholas Stern, Howard Davies, and Danny Quah, as well as comedians and general speakers. Sandy Toksvig was there.
Oh,
I love her. So they also give an award called the Eccles Center and Hay Festival Writers Award, which is given annually to 2 writers to support their work on a forthcoming book, either fiction or nonfiction relating to the Americas. So it's supported by the British Library's Eccles Center for American Studies, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
They get 4 quarterly grants and have a research residency at the Eccles Center, with support and opportunities to promote their work. So yeah, I just wanted to mention the Hay on Wye Book Festival and the book town of Hay on Wye as a little kind of add-on and another place to go in our world travel of book towns and beautiful libraries and bookshops.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I just need to learn, just get paid to travel, and I would, that's what I want to do.
Speaking of travel,
yes, where are you taking us? Tell me where you're taking us. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
So I drew the actual reoccurring card that we have titled "We Want to Go to There."
Oh, cool!
And we decided to have this reoccurring card, meaning we're going to put it back in the deck. We decided to have it because there are so many just cool and interesting places in the world that we think would make good topics to talk about in our podcast.
Oh,
I'm so excited. We would eventually like to travel there.
So we get to just choose when we pull this card. We get to just pick a place
choose.
that
it's
we would
just
like to go.
Yeah,
Oh
whoever pulls the card, we pick a place and talk about it. And it's funny because I put Jinbocho on the list with the intent to take it off of our spreadsheet so it wouldn't get its own card
yeah.
and to just include it in our little list of possible travel places that we've talked about before.
When I pulled it last week after we recorded, I almost put it back, and then I was like, no, it's fine. Just run with it. Just do it. It'll be fun. And we'll
It would have
move
been
on.
absolutely hilarious, though. It's a good thing we have it marked off that a card was created for it, because otherwise I would have been like, drew the travel card and was like, oh, where's that place in Tokyo?
That would have been
I should talk about
so
that.
funny
But,
if we had done the same thing.
that would have been hilarious. It actually would have been quite sad because one of us would have had to do some more research real quick.
Real quick. And it would have been you since I rolled first.
I know. Oh, man.
No, we would have just stopped recording and started over. So, or no, I don't know. Don't let them behind the screen. Okay, where are we going? Tell me where we're going.
So we're going, before I tell you, when I chose my destination, I immediately knew what I wanted to talk about, but I didn't really do much research until this morning, the morning that we recorded this.
Awesome.
But fortunately, we have a group of amazing patrons that...
oh my gosh, did you use the new resource that we have available?
I do.
That's so awesome.
This group of patrons gifted us a subscription to newspapers.com, which is an archive of tons and tons and tons of newspapers dating back to, I don't even remember what they said.
This
like
is awesome.
how far back their archives date to. But just for fun, I was messing around on the website today.
Did you just pick your subject today?
No, I knew what I was going to talk about, and I had done, like, I know about it, and we've talked about it before.
Okay.
But yeah, just for fun, I typed it into the newspapers.com, and I found an old travel article from 1979 about this place.
Okay, fun.
And so first of all, thank you so much for the players in our cryptid D&D campaign.
Yeah, thank
for
you guys.
gifting us this subscription.
I was so excited to see it.
It has already come in handy because once I found this article, I was like, oh, I know the format of how I'm going to present this destination to you guys. And this is a fun little article that I found. So the article, to give credit, it was found in the Arizona Republic. It was in the April 20th edition, 1979. This article was written by...
I think I know.
Arizona, yeah. So we're local. It's written by John Schroeder with the Northern Arizona Bureau.
Is it Two Guns?
It is Two Guns.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to hand you...
We are so going to Two Guns.
The printout that I did so you can see the pictures.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm going to read the first little bit of this article. It says, the ghost town of Two Guns, perched on the rim of Canyon Diablo, west of Winslow, is the stuff from which legends are made.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to go here. It's like maybe an hour. Maybe
it's an hour and a half from
hour
us.
And a half? Okay.
I looked it up.
Okay.
I refreshed my memory on that. And yeah, it's between Winslow and Flagstaff. And it's like an hour and a half from us.
Okay, I'll stop interrupting. Go.
Never mind where historical fact fades into colorful fancy. Instead, savor, as tourists have for years, the frontier flavor of a place that can boast of such hazy historical gems as an Apache death cave where a band of Navajos set a fire to kill 42 of their marauding Apache enemies inside. Lost treasure, including $100,000, more or less, in gold or silver coins. The site of the 1999 World's Fair.
Wait, what? I did not know that.
This is what they were boasting
at
the time. This article
Oh.
was written in 79, and they were saying that,
Oh.
the 1999 World's Fair is going to happen here.
Oh, okay. And two guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it did
That
not.
did not happen. In case you're still living in the past, that did not
Yeah.
happen.
So I'm going to address each of these bullet points.
I'm so excited.
Okay. And I'm going to start with the Apache Death Caves, because that is sort of the very first sort of historical event that happened on this land.
Okay.
So Canyon Diablo, near Canyon Diablo. And I'm getting all the information about the system of caves in Canyon Diablo from Atlas Obscura, but there is a plethora of information about this particular event online. There is also a Wikipedia article about it, but I mostly relied on the Atlas Obscura article. In 1878, a group of Apache raiders attacked a Navajo encampment near the Little Colorado River, and nearly all of the Navajo in the encampment were killed, but the Apache took 3 girls with them, took them prisoner. And the Navajo leaders heard about it and sent a group of 25 to track the Apache, and they were found hiding in an arm of Canyon Diablo in a hidden cave system that they didn't know about it before. The only reason they found it is because as they were walking along the rim of the canyon, they felt the heat from the Apache campfire in the cavern.
Yeah, kind of. I remember
just
reading
coming
kind
out
of
of
coming
the-
up through the ground, like
Yeah.
through some air holes or something.
Yeah, so a couple of
Crazy.
scouts were the ones that originally found it, and then they went back to the group of 25 and said, we found them. So the cave system was big enough to hold the entire Apache raiding party of 42, including their mounts,
Oh wow.
and all of the loot that they had gathered from raiding these Navajo encampments. The Navajo killed the Apache watchmen. There were two watchmen keeping an eye on the canyon and the entrance to the cave. Then they gathered dry sagebrush and driftwood from the canyon floor and lit a fire in the entrance to the caves. Upon learning that, I think there were sort of different accounts, but they were originally trying to smoke out the Apache because they thought that the girls that had gotten kidnapped were still in there.
Right.
And then one Apache came out and they started asking, like, where are our women? And the hesitation was in this Apache, like they could just tell that the
Kinda
girls were no
confirmed
longer
that
alive.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm actually going to read a bit of the Atlas Obscura article.
Okay. Yeah.
So after they lit the fire at the cave entrance, it says, now aware of the attack as smoke billowed into their hideaway, the Apache slit the throats of their horses and used what was left of their water to put out the flames, doing their best to seal off the entrance with corpses of their former mounts.
Oh.
And I don't
That
know,
hurts my heart.
like, I don't know how factual Atlas Obscura is,
Yeah.
but I can imagine, like, and I know since then the cave was raided and the bones were, I mean, we'll get into that. The bones of everything that
Yeah.
died inside the cave they were taken out. But I'll get to that part later.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if that was just an assumption based on where the horse bones were found right at the entrance to the cave, or if that was just like flair.
Yeah. Added flair for.
So
right.
yeah, I did want to
The
make
only
that
people who really
disclaimer.
know were the people who were there.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I don't know how much of this is factual,
Right.
but like the actual event happened. A lone Apache man escaped from the fiery barrier and begged for mercy. The Navajo proposed the customary payment of goods and stock in exchange for forgiveness, and the Apache man agreed. However, when the Navajo asked about the 3 girls who had been captured, the Apache spokesman hesitated, confirming the Navajo's worst fears. The girls had already met their end. Enraged, the Navajo shot into the cave and added more fuel to the fire. Smoke and the sound of the Apache singing death songs filled the air. When the songs faded and the smoke cleared, the Navajo broke through the charred barrier of horse corpses. They retrieved their goods and stripped off the valuables of the 42 Apaches who had suffocated inside the cave.
Oh man.
From that point on, it is said that no Apache has used that cave for any reason. Local tribes warned would-be pioneers about the cave, saying that the land around it was cursed, but settlers often passed off the stories as silly superstition. The pioneers who lived there would later report hearing disembodied groans and ghostly footsteps outside their cabins, the horrendous stories of the massacre at the cave finally burrowing their way into their imaginations.
Oh, man.
I know.
I just got like
horrible,
goosebumps. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm like skeptic on a lot of that stuff, but just I do like the energy of that much tragedy there.
Yes. So like right from the start, this place has just bad energy.
Vibes, bad energy. Yeah, just not great.
But that didn't stop. That didn't stop people from settling the area. Another thing, but before it really became established as a settlement, and another thing that the 1979 Arizona Republic article mentioned was the lost treasure.
Mm.
The Santa Fe Railroad was being constructed across northern Arizona at the time in the early 1800s. And at the location where the rail line crossed Canyon Diablo, about 3 miles north of Two Guns, there was construction was delayed a little bit while they built the trestle over it, and a settlement was sort of populated by male workers and stuff, just kind of cropped up.
There's a ghost town there I'd like to visit. It's not much of a ghost town, but it is a little bit, like there's some remains of it, not much, but I think it would be cool to go
Two Guns.
There. Oh. No, there's a... I feel like, isn't there... Okay, never mind.
It's Two Guns.
It is...
Like where?
Okay, because Two Guns... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm picturing Two Guns right off the highway where we drive past.
Yes.
But
so,
that's
well,
Canyon
I mean, there are
Diablo.
probably remains of this encampment at that crossing where the railroad crosses.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, there's more to Two Guns than what you can see from
the road.
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Delete that part then.
Okay. And according to Wikipedia, I'm going to delete that part out too because I said that a lot in the last episode. According to Wikipedia.
We're citing our sources.
Yeah, I know. I did get, okay, I'll say. I got a lot of this information from Wikipedia about the treasure.
Okay.
So, but the settlement that sort of cropped up quickly became a wild and lawless place as drifters, gamblers, and outlaws made their way to town. And in 1889, 4 of those outlaws robbed the train at Canyon Diablo. So construction had been completed and trains were regularly moving through the area. These 4 outlaws, they fled on horseback with $100,000 in currency, 2,500 new silver dollars, and about 40,000 in gold coins.
That's some heavy loot.
Yeah. And they also had some silver watches, jewelry, and diamonds.
Just some odds and ends in there.
Gathered from the passengers, probably.
Yeah.
So all 4 of the men were eventually captured, but only $100 of the stolen money was recovered.
Oh.
And then years later, after being released from prison, one of the thieves disclosed that the stolen goods, along with their rifles, had been buried in the canyon rim near Two Guns.
Part of me is like, ooh, and part of me is like skeptical.
Was it? Yeah,
I mean, really, you got away with $100 and now you're trying to make a big story out of it.
It hasn't been found. I mean, they knew how much went missing.
Well, or was it a matter of, oh yeah, we lost a bunch of money, insurance cover that?
Oh,
I don't know.
Wow. Your skepticism runs deep.
I'm sorry.
Everybody's guilty in this scenario.
Everybody's guilty.
You didn't really lose those diamond earrings, madam.
Oh, they stole my diamond earrings that I never had. I don't know why she turned into a Southern belle right there for a minute.
Well, you're coming to the west from the south. There are Southern belles in the area.
Anyway.
But yeah, treasure hunters are often attracted to the area. Maybe not nowadays. I think it's been a ghost town for a while. So the first settler at Two Guns, his name was Ed Randolph, and he just had one store next to the entrance to the death caves. And
Seems like a good place to set up a store at a
Yeah.
place called
well,
the Death
on the
Caves.
rim of the canyon. The canyon
Yeah.
isn't actually that deep, so like
Yeah, it's
yeah. And yeah, that seems weird to me. He probably didn't know the history of it, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. In 1922, Earl and Louise Cundiff purchased 320 acres of land from Randolph for $1,000 and built a store, a restaurant, and gasoline pump. So it is now a roadside stop.
Okay.
Enter a man named Harry E. Miller, who claimed to be full-blooded Native American.
Yeah.
He called himself Chief Crazy Thunder.
Sure he did.
I couldn't actually find anything online that said he wasn't full-blooded
Right.
Native American. So
He might have been.
I mean, yeah,
but
I'm sure
also
he was.
skeptic. Hashtag skeptic.
But he was also definitely in it for the money. In 1925, he took out a 10-year lease on the land from Mr. and Mrs. Cundiff, and he named his establishment Fort Two Guns after the silent movie actor William S. Two Guns Hart, with whom Miller claimed to have worked with before.
Oh, so this guy is claiming to be a full-blooded native,
Yeah.
and he's also claiming to have worked with a movie star.
Yes.
And now he's
It might be
started a
true.
shop.
I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything against him. The only thing I have against this guy is the fact that he explored the Apache death caves, excavated bones, and sold them.
Yes. I remember reading that, and I hate him for it.
Yes, and he would do tours of the death caves, and he like rigged it up for lighting. And so what Harry Miller did with the land that he leased, he built a zoo, a restaurant, an Indian gift shop, which is, I know, Indian.
Yeah, at the time it was the word in use, yes.
Yeah, and oh boy, he actually called himself Harry Indian Miller. Let's see, Indian gift shop, 2 gas stations, turning the space from an open area into a tourist trap. So in the zoo, he had cages for mountain lions. He kept bobcats, panthers, and reptiles in enclosures built of brick, mortar, and chicken wire.
Oh.
He
That-
started selling the skulls of the murdered Apaches he found while exploring the cave system. And he started tours of the Apache death caves. He was the one that gave it that name.
Right.
He went to great lengths to sort of sell it. He even hired local Hopi to build fake ruins near the cave entrance.
Okay. I mean, entrepreneur, yes. But
Yeah, like
respect is definitely lacking.
he was successful for about a year until things took a turn. Is the land cursed? Maybe. Is he cursed? Probably,
Definitely.
So later, let's see, in 1926, the highway that ran next to this location was officially designated U.S. Route 66.
Yay.
Yay. So, yep, it became very popular. But later that same year, Miller and Cundiff got into a disagreement. Cundiff was the guy that he leased the land from.
Right.
A disagreement about the details of their lease. Miller shot Cundiff to death.
Oh.
And another fun thing that I researched on newspapers.com was trial reporting
Oh.
for when Miller went on trial. He was actually acquitted of the murder
Okay.
because he claimed it was self-defense.
Okay.
And what I actually read in the articles that were in the paper back in, 1926 when they were reporting on this, when the trial was happening, Cundiff seemed like a basket case.
Oh.
He seemed a little bit crazy
Oh, okay.
and prone to violence.
Oh, okay.
And had even been known, and this is hearsay, it mentioned in the paper that it was hearsay, but he was known to pull guns on people that he disagreed with.
Oh, okay. See, I had
yeah.
I had read about the shooting, but I hadn't read any of the
I
trial
didn't know
information.
anything
So
about
that's
this,
okay.
about Cundiff.
Okay.
But yeah, like I I already had it in my mind that Miller
Was it
is
just he's just a
super
bad guy?
spish.
Yeah, super spish.
And yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, that was cold-blooded murder. But like, yeah, no, reading about it in the paper, I'm like, oh, kind of seemed like not a nice guy.
Okay,
So like,
so
just
it might have been
not a good
self-defense.
situation all around. I
Okay.
think. So yeah, Miller was acquitted of the killing, but when he returned to Two Guns, he just had a string of bad luck. One of his mountain lions bit him or clawed him or something. A lynx attack and these are all animals in his zoo.
I mean,
he got bit by a Gila monster.
Oh no!
In 1929, a fire destroyed his shop, and he
Maybe the area is cursed.
yeah, he left the state after that.
He's like, bye.
And
See ya.
Cundiff's wife ended up sort of building up the area a bit more. She remarried and stayed there for a little bit, but the town and the businesses and the buildings were just always, the high turnover rate was crazy. The height of its popularity as far as tourism goes was in the 60s. A more modern service station was built in 1963, and in the late 1960s, a motel, a Western tavern, a reptile exhibit, and a new zoo were added. So when Miller left, I think the zoo shut down, or it was sometime maybe in the early 30s that the zoo just sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So they built a new zoo.
We'll do a new zoo. Okay.
And then a Shell service station was built and a KOA campground. And I actually remember driving by and seeing the KOA campground building that was still there. It was the last of the buildings, at least the most recent building to have been completely destroyed just by vandalism and arson in 2020.
Oh.
So yeah, I just remember like driving by and always seeing the big KOA initials on that building. But back in the 60s, for many years, things went well. The I-40 was near completion. The town had its own exit off the freeway. But then the curse struck again in 1971, where a massive fire, rumored to have been started, at least according to this 1979 article. It says, modern legend has it that a motel guest who had a habit of smoking in bed put Two Guns to rest.
Oh.
So, yep, massive fire just spread through the town, all the buildings in it, and
oh wow, like the whole town,
the whole place. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So since then, it has just been the ghost town that we know of today.
Wait, that was in 71.
Yeah.
And this newspaper article in 79 says it's going to be the location for the World's Fair in 1999.
I mean, I guess those were the rumors going around in the 60s, though. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. The
article World's Fair used to be a thing, but it's not anymore.
It is actually.
Is it still happening?
Less frequent. Well, I looked it up because I was curious too.
Okay.
The last World's Fair to be held on U.S. soil took place in New Orleans in 1984.
Oh, okay.
The last World's Fair altogether was as recent as 2017.
Oh, I did not know that.
I think it was actually somewhere in Russia, Soviet Union.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Things I did not know.
Yeah. But it's still sort of a thing. It might not continue, but it's just not frequent anymore. But not in the U.S. since 84.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
Driving along I-40, you can see where Two Guns used to stand. One of the gas stations is still there. It's covered in graffiti. The KOA bits of the KOA campground are still there, just not that main building. There's a swimming pool that was part of that campground, also covered in graffiti. I did find a travel blog called pinintheatlas.com, and I actually really appreciated them. Just they had articles about Two Guns and a separate one about the Death Cave that they did go in and explore. And I do want to give them a shout out. I don't actually even know if they're still blogging. I should have actually checked to see
Check
when
the-
their most recent post was, but I want to give them a shout out because at the end of each of those blog posts, they emphasize, like, if you are traveling there, please be respectful
Oh, yeah.
of like
Yeah.
the area and leave only footprints, take only pictures.
Which you should do everywhere you go, unless
that's
there's an
really
actual souvenir shop.
Yeah, especially like if you're out in nature, like just be respectful of the area. Don't, and yeah,
I like that they
looking
tagged
at-
that on. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, please no graffiti, and they did actually say that, like, even though the gas station, the swimming pool, all of the sort of more modern buildings, the ones built in the like 20s, 30s, and 60s, they were covered in graffiti, but the caves were not,
Oh,
which is great.
That's good. That's
yeah. So
that's
so
very
people
interesting.
are respectful
Okay.
of that area. Yeah.
That's good because I just knew you were going to tell me that there's graffiti all over the caves themselves. So that's good
No.
that there's not.
Yeah. And even though we only live an hour and a half away, we haven't actually been there. And we
I know
keep
we've,
saying
we've
gonna
driven
go
past
explore.
it multiple times. Every time we go to Flagstaff or that area, we drive past.
Yeah.
And we always say, we're going to stop there. But it's usually like freezing cold,
Yeah.
burning hot, or so windy that
So
it's dust
windy.
storm.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we're just like, no, we're not getting out.
Yeah.
So
So what remains today, you can still see the remains of the zoo, and some of the cages are still there. Some of the fake Indian ruins that Miller built. Let's see. Do. Oh, and of course the cave system.
the cave system is there.
Canyon Diablo is there. That's
Yeah, I want to go. And I want to go to the cave again, with all due respect to, a tragic area.
Yeah. Judy, our coworker,
Oh, yeah.
her and her husband went down, and they didn't really hike down into the caves so much, but they did see the entrance to the caves, and they were kind of looking around, and they had their dogs with them, and they said, like, some of it is Miller did give tours there, so there's like a wooden walkway that he built that leads to the entrance, and that's like crumbling and dilapidated and stuff. And I read that he also had it at one point wired for lighting.
Oh, okay.
And so there's remains there, but it's been well picked through by
I'm sure.
Miller.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I found that article. I think we were actually driving, and I was kind of just...
We passed Two Guns, and we were like,
Yeah.
and I had driven by it like many, many times because I'm not from this area, but more so than you.
Yeah, well, yeah. You've been in this area longer than me. For
Yeah.
sure. You're from the actual state.
Yeah. And it never occurred to me to actually look up the place. Like, what is Two Guns? Like, you see
Yeah.
signs for it on the road, but there's no town or anything. And like, I knew it was like a ghost town, an old place that you didn't really go to. You can see the abandoned gas station
Yeah.
from the road. But yeah, it never occurred to me to look it up until we drove by it one time. And
I just pulled it up. And I think I pulled up that Atlas Obscura article.
possibly, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, there's actually like this whole history of this area. I want to
Yeah.
go there. But again, just timing was never great. We were usually trying to get somewhere or trying to get home or just crappy weather. So,
Yeah.
because it is out, I mean, we're at elevation, but it is still kind of deserty.
Yeah.
So in the summer, you need to be prepared.
Oh yeah, in the summer it's really hot, and you need to watch out for like bitey things, the
Yeah.
scorpions and snakes, and
Apparently Gila monsters,
yeah.
which are
Gila.
terrifying.
By the way,
Gila.
it's not Gila.
It is not Gila.
It's Gila. It's pronounced
Gila.
H.
Gila.
Gila monster. Sorry. On behalf of all Arizonans, please say Gila.
Oh, but yeah, it's a fascinating. I've always been growing up on the East Coast, North Carolina, and growing up watching old westerns and all that sort of kind of Hollywoodized versions, the Hollywood version of the Old West.
Yeah.
But I've always been kind of interested in it and learning the actual history of it, and being out here now in actual ghost towns, like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, they're kind of
I'm
all over
still
the
just
place.
like, tourists, I want to go. I'm going to drive around and see all these cool places. But like getting in and seeing that article and it's just, an hour and a half away, and still I haven't been.
Yeah.
3 years here now, 4 years, and we'll get there this year. We're going to manifest a trip to Two Guns in 2025.
Yeah, that's coming up. 2025.
And we'll report back. We'll
Yeah.
maybe do a little mini-sode or something
Yeah.
on our adventure there. It'll be fun.
Yep. That's all I have of the area, and it's just a place that we talk about going to all the time. So when I drew the travel card, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about this place.
Awesome.
And it's got some cool history."
Yeah,
cool,
that's fun.
Maybe might not be the word for its early history, but
it has some interesting history. It has history. Yeah. I think that's also. I think it's kind of fun that we both did kind of travel.
I know.
Travel completely opposite sides of the world. Both places we want to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun.
I actually already snuck the travel card back into the deck.
That's funny because when I was going through adding more topics to our list, I saw it and I was like, another week we haven't pulled the travel card, but I knew I had a travel destination, so I was like, it'll be fun. So
it's because I'm sneaky.
You are a little sneaky. Little sneaky snake. Okay, I'm Two Guns. Yay! I'm gonna shuffle up the card.
Anyway, I will post the little download I have of this article in our show notes.
Yeah,
in the 1979 article.
Also, like I was browsing through newspapers.com today, and just they have it kind of divided up historical and society events, news and weird news and just kind of random things. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
I spent probably about an hour just kind of flipping through random articles and going, I should add that to the list. I should add that to the
I got a couple more ideas for topics too.
Sweet. Awesome. So let's go ahead and draw our cards.
You went first last time, so
so
I'll do it. Let me get my stuff out.
The deck has gotten substantially larger because I actually finished making a lot of the cards that we had ready to go. So, do you want?
I will help support.
Okay.
Take
that one. No, that one. Okay.
This one. Okay.
I'm
not sure. Okay. I feel like that's my reaction every time. Okay. Because I'm trying to I'm trying not to give too much away because I want to immediately
be like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. Like, oh yeah, no, oh okay.
But I have to refresh my memory on
yeah. Sometimes we pull these cards and we're like, why is this on the list? It's so random, And some of it, we're like, oh yeah, I know this is here.
It's funny though.
It's okay. Did you get another travel card?
Another travel card.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Okay, I'm gonna spread these out. Oh man. I'm gonna lift this one and take this one here. Okay, I'm excited. Cool, this is gonna be fun.
Was it the travel card? Is it really? Oh my gosh!
But that's okay. We're traveling again.
It can still be a secret.
The location is a secret.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna pick something.
That is hilarious.
The one card. And we have like several recurring cards. We have a cryptid card. We have a.
We just added mythology and
folklore. We have
conspiracy
theories, urban legend, and
manhandled history.
Thank you, Mo, for that title. And we haven't pulled any of those cards except the travel card. So
we're gonna have to leave the travel card one.
Yeah, we'll leave it out for next time.
If we pull it 3 weeks in a row,
it's gonna be too much.
It's gonna be weird.
But maybe that's just us manifesting the desire to travel. I mean, we have the desire, but we need to manifest actually traveling.
Yeah.
I miss traveling.
I need to manifest some money then.
Yeah, let's manifest.
Let's go to Two Guns, look for that treasure.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll find the treasure.
Yeah.
Do you have a metal detector? Because that's not been done.
Mm-hmm.
There are actually quite a few lost treasures in Arizona.
There's that one, and then there's the Dutchman's Mine.
And there's the Peralta stones not related to James Rivas.
Yep.
Peralta Rivas. Not related, but named the same.
Yep.
that
They are also
allegedly
connected
point
to the Superstition Mountains, though.
Yeah,
the
they're connected to the
Dutchman's Mine.
Superstition Mountains.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of buried treasure
Yeah.
in Arizona because it was outlaw territory.
Outlaw territory.
Stuff happened.
Yeah. Silver mines,
Yeah.
gold mines.
Oh, I did want to look up how close Two Guns was to Winslow.
It's not far.
It's not.
Just
Oh, I mean,
like
not Winslow. Williams.
standing on a corner.
It's really not far from Winslow. It's about, though, I don't know, just a few miles.
I have Google Maps up because I was looking for something else. So let me go. Two Guns to. Oops. They're both on Route 66.
Yep.
Old Route 66. Oh, it's only an hour, like 66 miles.
Williams?
Yeah, from Two Guns to Williams.
Sweet.
So maybe we'll stop there on the way to our retreat in the end of May.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be a fun little day trip.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we could throw that in there.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
A lot of fun stuff. Oh, this is making me want to travel. I want to go somewhere and just drive around.
Me too.
We should drive out to the petrified forest. Except it's too cold.
Well, no, if we're going to drive, let's go to Two Guns.
Okay. Yes. 20 minutes further.
Yeah.
Opposite direction, but
Yeah.
it's just very cold right now.
It is. I just don't want to go anywhere when it's cold.
And windy.
Yeah. Ugh.
The wind is
I hate the wind.
the worst.
The wind makes me very
Cold.
just in a bad mood. I just get irrationally angry when it's windy outside.
I like wind, and when I moved here, Jess was like, "You're not gonna like.
You're
wind."
not going to like it.
I'm like, no, it's fine.
I
And then-
warned you about the wind.
and then the wind never stopped blowing.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, maybe I don't like the wind as much as I used to.
There's a little running joke here that says the original settlers came here and set up camp and said, okay, when the wind stops, we'll move on.
And they're still here.
And they're still here.
It never stops blowing.
Nope.
Sometimes it slows down to a soft breeze,
Which is nice.
which is quite lovely. But it never actually stops blowing.
Yeah.
I think we always laugh when people are like, oh, yeah, we had gusts of 65 miles an hour. It was crazy. And we're like, that's like standard.
Yeah.
Our gusts are like 80 to 90.
Yeah.
Then we worry.
Someone was talking about gusts of like 40. And I was like,
Oh,
honey,
that's adorable.
that's great.
And we have signs on the highway. They're like blowing wind, dust, blowing dust.
Yeah. I mean, on that
Caution,
stretch
yeah.
between Winslow and Flagstaff is like a bad area for dust.
I've driven through
for
there
wind.
one time. I forgot. I was coming home, I think, from somewhere or maybe going. I don't know. It was crazy. I could not see. Like
you have a Jeep.
I couldn't see. Oh, and it was really bad in the Jeep
Yeah.
because it's a tall vehicle.
and canvas top.
A
Jeep,
canvas
so-
top. So it just wind howling through, and I was dusty, windows and everything up, but I was dusty.
Yeah.
It was just so bad of a dust storm.
Man.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But I love it out here. I do.
Yeah,
I love
it's pretty.
it. You do what?
It's pretty. Come
It's
visit
very
us.
pretty. Come visit. It is. It's a raw, rugged beauty, and I love it.
I like it here.
It's great. It's wonderful. I don't have anything else to talk about.
Me
So
either.
We can,
Anything we want to plug
oh,
again?
Oh, we should talk about our website, jessandhids.com. That
Yeah.
was a weird sound that I made just then. We should talk about our website, jessandhids.com. And from there, you can find all of our social media links and our Patreon. Or you can go straight to patreon.com/jessandhids and follow us there.
And become a patron.
Yeah, we would love to have you part of kind of the inner circle.
Yeah.
We do a lot of fun stuff with our patrons.
Yep.
And we have a lot of more plans coming up for more fun stuff in 2025.
Yeah.
And
We're
I
so
think that's it,
excited.
so. Yay.
Yay.
Episode 7
Episode 7
was
is
the travel episode.
complete.
And here we go.
Yeah.
We will see you next week.
Next time.
Hey, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.